Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield talking to the stars of the big show that everybody's coming to see this year. The DREAMBOYS are back on tour through 2020, and I'm delighted to be with two of the big stars. How are you, boys?
Fine, thank you very much. Fine, thank you very much. Excited for this.
Well, it's so nice to see you both, and this show really is the backbone of show business at the minute. I mean, as shows are playing to empty theatres across the country, you're both selling out, aren't you?
We are. We're going from strength to strength right now. We kind of set the bar in a way, and helping to set the bar just in entertainment.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
theatre.
we're the best-selling one show touring show.
Yeah. For that's not a musical or anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? For a stripping entertainment show, shall we say? We are at the forefront of that. We're leading with that.
Let's talk about you both. Introduce yourself. Tell us your story. How are you here today?
My name's Lotan. I've been in and out of DREAMBOYS for nearly a decade now. I basically started when I was 20 years old. I was seeing a TV show. They picked me up there. I was training to become a professional dancer, so this was essentially at the time to pay for that. As the show kind of went on, it kind of took over and become a career. And obviously the show is so much different now to the way it was. So yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Tell us your story.
I'm Jordan Durrell. I started in the DREAMBOYS coming up to 6 years ago now, and 5 years ago I took over and started choreographing it and creating the whole show. I trained in dancing. Actually, we went to college together a long time ago, and ended up now being top strippers together. You know how we flourished. But yeah, I've had amazing people to work with, and luckily through the people I've been able to work with and through my career and history through musical theatre and performance based, I've kind of brought that to the strip world and kind of made it a lot more entertaining, and then the boys are more excited to perform it, and it's more credible.
It is. I mean, it's taken, like I said, like such a turn. I'll be the first to say, when I first joined the company, it was nothing compared to what it was. It was very seedy, as you probably expect. A lot of people's preconceptions of the show is a guy wearing a thong or like covered in grease and all that sort of stuff. It's not. This is a proper show now. It
takes you on a journey.
It really does,
you're actually the only one that has been one of the originals.
Yeah, to see it all
and
change.
Came back later on in life in a new show. Like, perfect perspective.
Yeah, it's
but
so glad it's different.
Yeah, I know. It was a very different beast back in the day. It was very old school, very cliche. We've literally taken it on a completely different journey now. Even some of the comments we get from the audience members are not what you expect at all. Even though you buy it, everyone knows
Genuinely,
the DREAMBOYS.
yeah.
People, you presume, they know it's a strip show. They've come to see a certain element of whatever they want to come and see, and then give us comments at the end like, "Oh my gosh, the performance was amazing. I love that dance number. The dancing's great." And on the odd occasion, we get, "Why did those people take their clothes off?" Which is odd because they bought a strip ticket to a strip show. So.
And you know what? It kind of we'll always, I think, we will continue to obviously keep the level of nudity at points. It's not as much as you probably expect completely nude, because a lot of people do still come to see that, and it has a comedy element to it as well. It's not, we don't take ourselves too seriously. We are very good as a team, like as a collective. We're all very good friends.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a brotherhood. I genuinely couldn't work with a better group of guys.
We are very lucky.
We are very lucky.
We are very lucky. We are very lucky, and honestly, we are very close friends. Even outside of DREAMBOYS, a lot of us have known each other for years. For a long time, like 15 years we've known each other. Do you know what I mean? Like, so we've I'm okay. Like we've known each other for such a long time that you can't really fake that camaraderie. You can't fake that brotherhood. So we're lucky enough to bring that on stage, and the audience members are more entertained with that than generally, I guess, taking our clothes off.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you get a cheer and stuff like that, but it's the comments we get often are, "Wow, you're enjoying like each other's company, and the way you perform together is something that it's normally you would have to put on. It's a show, it's an act. It's a blessing that I can go on stage and I'm going to giggle probably as much as people out there, audience. And it's great. Like they get what they want, we're loving what we're doing, and they can see how much we're enjoying it, and that kind of in itself creates this whole like this fire in the audience. It's great.
You can't fake that interaction.
No.
So where we interact with our audience so much, and we invite them to be as much part of the stage, a part of what we do. rather than just sitting there and watching, appreciating. It's like, no, you're with us. We laugh with them. They cry. They're silent with us. You know,
we spend a lot of time in the audience as well. Like at points, even whilst there's something going on stage, there's people engaging with the audience members. Like, so other people are seeing different things constantly. There's always something going on.
You'll see.
Great. There's a lot to see.
You said something there that's really interesting about women and the fact that they like confidence and they like a good-looking lad, but they don't like cockiness or arrogance or any of that stuff.
What I'm most surprised about the audience really is how much, like, from changing the show from the old show to what we know as the Dream Boys now, is how much the audience members want to be entertained, which is really, like, bemused my mind. Do you know what I mean? Because I thought, go on stage, take your clothes off, winner. And it's not that, it's the journey. They want to be entertained. They want to be listening to good music, see good choreography. Do you know what I mean? See us enjoying ourselves. And because, as Lotan said, we're not like, we don't have massive egos on stage. We're gods. Love us. Look at us.
It's very much shared. Between. We take the mick out of ourselves. Like, we are here to look a certain way. We're meant to give you the dream as such, or the fantasy as it was. Yeah. But you expect that, but then when you come, we train really hard and we do our best to look good, but we're great dancers, we're great performers, and we want you to enjoy it. You can only look at a beautiful man on stage get naked, and after 10 seconds women will be like, now what? There's only something you can look at that for.
And you can't come too soon, really, can you? I mean, you can't spoil the. It's all about the. Maybe my turn of phrase isn't perfect, but it is about the tease. The tease is more important than the reveal, isn't it?
100%. The final outcome, shall we say, not giving too much away, is the cherry on the cake. It's all about the journey getting there, and that's what they appreciate the most. And it's the tease is the best part, because they don't know what you're really going to get, and you'll never know until you watch what you're really going to get. But when you watch it, it's appreciated.
Yeah, very much so.
All of it is appreciated.
I'm a deeply unattractive man, and I'd love to be in a show like this, but I can't be bothered. I mean, tell me about your daily routine and what it's like to look like you.
The thing is, it varies. Mike, I'm quite on point with it. I'm quite aware that I used to play on my looks when I was younger. I was like, I could be the young cheeky one with the pretty little face. And now I'm getting older. I'm like, I have to work a little bit harder. I spend a little more time in the gym. My life has changed. So my diet is horrendous. I'm happy to say I eat whatever I want, but I train really hard. And some of the other boys are very clean eaters and work really, really hard. So it's harder to keep up with them. And some people are just lucky. Like, he doesn't have an ounce of fat on him.
Yeah, I like biscuits and cake, and that's my morning breakfast.
So do I. Maybe I could be in the show.
Yeah, I'll high five you that over the mic. That's a clear high five.
Is there a demand for chubby gingers, do you think, in this show?
There is a Kane's not sure. No, he's not. Like, you'll be surprised. There are many things that have opened my eyes.
Jordan, don't patronise me. I know what they're looking for.
Variety is the spice of life, and genuinely, they want tall, short, big, slim. You have to cater for everyone.
Yeah, for everybody, and they love everyone. And we had one boy who started a while ago who's a phenomenal dancer, Schmeichel. He won't mind us mentioning him. Amazing dancer. He does the MJ Tonight in the show. One of the best dancers I've ever worked with. He started because of his dance ability rather than his look. Right. And he has come so far to be a favourite because of his look and not his dance ability, because people are more comfortable with him. Yeah. They go, you're more approachable to me, because they love him. Right. They're like, you're more of a real man. And now he's worked so hard, he's got a phenomenal body. Yeah. But at the start, it really opened my eyes, because I was like, you need to have a 12-pack, and you need to be this. And the audience members were like, no. And our audience members were the ones who told us, no, you don't need to be. We like realness.
And the cheekiness is the key as well, isn't it?
You know what? My teachers always told me at school, you will only get so far on your smile, young man. And you know what? It's done me all right. It's still it does.
It's not cheeky. I don't find it cheekiness. It's literally our 24/7 banter.
Yeah.
That we have between each other, and it just comes across on the stage. We try not to be rudely cheeky. We're just funny people.
Tell me how much fun it is being you. I mean, here we are today in Chesterfield. You're on this constant tour, at least 3 nights a week. You're being screamed at and you're being yelled at, and they're gagging for you. It must be a blessed life.
Never mind. I love my life. You know what? I'm so happy. Like I said, I've come and gone. This is the best group that I've come back to. Like I said, me, Jordan and I, we've been friends for a very long time. We've been like in ballet tights together, sort of thing. Literally, swear to God. And like I get paid to spend all my time, like all my 3 or 4 days or whatever a week, with some of my closest friends, like-minded individuals. I laugh like I did when I was at school until I cry most times. I'm so lucky, and I get paid. I get paid well. Like I've got such a great life. I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm very lucky as well. It's a little bit more stressful for me because I manage and then choreograph, and I host the show and have to deal with that as well as performing it and like announcing like a lot of things to do. But it really just comes to fruition when I step on stage on beginners and I get to perform with all of the other boys. Yeah, everything else, just no stresses, no dramas, and it's just happy. We all come off stage, no matter what mood we're in, buzzing, beaming, great smile. The audience is great, and we just go, no matter what you've had in your day.
Yeah,
like
genuinely,
it
turns everything. It's such a bizarre feeling.
Yeah,
it's great.
I've done stand-up for years. I've walked out in front of the Queen and Queens. I've walked out in front of hundreds of thousands. I've done all kinds of things. But walking out in front of a group of women who've had a few glasses of wine takes courage. I mean, where did you get the nerve? Because it takes a minute to cope with the room, because they're never going to behave like a theatre crowd, are they?
No, then they're never going to behave like a theatre crowd. But then it kind of goes into the creation of the show. Like a lot of the running, a lot of what you hear from them, the audience remarks, what they want is set. It's what we want. It goes through the music, through the level of choreography, the lighting. If we want you to shout off, it's been predetermined to get you to that point, so then we can switch it where the music brings you somewhere else. So without sounding a bit rude, we kind of manipulate the audience in feeling how we want them to feel at the time. Like there's a lot that goes into the show rather than just throwing a couple of guys on to take their clothes off. You know, it takes months and months of preparation.
And when we look at the rig, I mean, this is a proper show. You've got proper lighting and proper sound, and you need that, because if not, it would just be a village hall stripper, wouldn't it?
It's, you know what, like I said, again, I've been here for so many years. I have been working Mecca bingos where there is no lighting, so it is pretty much broad daylight in front of guys and girls, women of all ages, where I've jumped on a stage and the CD skips. Like it's terrible. Like I've been through all that, so my journey has been so different to everyone else's. But yeah, this is unreal, and it's super distinguished. It's fantastic. Like our setup's incredible. It's very lucky.
I did have to learn when I first started this as well. I was touring with Rita Ora and then was doing both at the same time, and how easy it was to perform in front of 100,000 in a stadium, and then coming to here and then still having like 700 people for a completely different show. Like I had to learn, and I had to learn off someone like Lotan, who was already established in the industry, how to perform. It's such a different crowd, a different audience. Do you know, even to choreograph. Well,
essentially, you are the artist. Like
yeah,
so
like
you're no longer support, even though we're very supportive of each other on stage.
Yeah.
And we kind of share the attention as such. Like you'll see a group routine, and then it'll be like a solo for a few minutes of someone else, and it carries on that way, sort of thing. Yeah. But I guess when you're with Rita, it's like you're not the focal point.
Yeah, you're part of the not the set, because you're bringing the story all together, but just the intenseness. Like I in this show, 2019 show, I walk out to start the show by myself in blackout to a microphone, and I mean sometimes that's intense. Like when we do 2,000 seaters, like you feel it, and you feel the tension. Like they're ready, and you're like, okay, I need to perform, need to pump up a little bit, you know.
And talking about being ready and performing, at the end, I mean, I know you do meet and greets and they get to meet you and you've got to leave the building. What are the rules on me getting a date with you? So I'm Sharon from Doncaster and I fall in love with you. But what are the chances of me getting a date? Because I mean, I've got to join a queue.
Yeah, right. So none. I'm going to say that as the manager right now. There are specific rules that we abide by, and it's literally. It's not loose. It's a sackable offence. You know, literally clean cut.
It just devalues the brand.
But
if I
there's
was
no
to
numbers.
Take numbers during every time I met some women or whatever, like it just doesn't. Yeah, but exactly. And he'd be well within his right to do so, because if I work anywhere else, I'm not in it to do that. Like I'm sorry. You've come to meet the performer.
after the performance.
Yeah,
You wouldn't give your number to Jean Valjean in Les Mis, would you?
We would
Exactly.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, would you? I don't know.
We have a tour bus as well, and there's just things like that. People, where fans would want to come on a tour bus, even to look or have a picture or anything. There's no audience members, no fans, no nothing allowed on the tour bus apart from the Dream Boys. No numbers.
Us.
Do you know what I mean? We can always we're always polite because it's part of our job and because we're not rude people. But sometimes the audience members do cross the line, you know, and we do have to kind of...
Well, I want to say right now, any ladies who are finding me delicious, they can send me their numbers,
Oh, really?
they can send me... I need all the help I can get. I don't look like you two.
Well, come and join us.
We can't all be this picky, that's the reality, boys. Congratulations on everything. I believe the more talented you are, the more disciplined you have to be, and I've done enough interviews with guys like you to know how tough it is to turn up night after night and make it look like you want to be there, and that's the thing. You're buying a ticket to a party, really, aren't you? And the joy that you have on stage is infectious. If that's not there, it won't work.
Yeah, not at all, not
Totally,
at all.
it resonates.
Yeah, and it's 100% two-way as well. It's 100% two-way. Like, they feed off us, they bring their energy up, we bring their energy up, they bring our energy up. So by the end of the second half, the place is about to explode.
Yeah.
no pun intended.
Yeah.
And when you come amongst us in the audience, what's the rules on grip and grin? Are we allowed to touch or not touch, or stroke or not? We must get this clear.
Yes, yeah. Everyone's allowed. No, we are in control. We are in control. Yeah, there is very.
For those that can't see what I'm doing,
you know.
my hands grab your hands.
Yes,
and touch my body.
We're professionals. We do lots of gimmicks, maybe not giving too much away, where we might seem to be touching certain areas or certain areas on us, but we're always in control. And again, there is rules. Do you know what I mean? We can't physically have anyone be overtly
and we are also
with
talking
us.
them through it. Like when
we're
you see on
talking.
stage, it looks like I may have my head nuzzled into their neck. I'm telling them what's happening next because ultimately I don't want them to be embarrassed or to be worried or shocked. They need to be comfortable on stage, like otherwise people will tell. Like and sometimes you do get a nervous girl, which is fine because it's endearing. Because by the end of that performance, a couple of minutes later, they're walking off beaming smile and they're comfortable because they're up there basically partying with us.
Yeah.
And the question I have to ask is, after all these years, the question I love to ask is, do things still surprise you? Do you still see things every day that you hadn't seen before?
Yes, 100%. Two things in the past few months has blown my mind in my 6 years. One is a lady came to watch the Dream Boys for her 101st birthday, and that was her dream. And the nurses were like, what do you want for your birthday? She was like, I want to go and see the Dream 101. And then the other day, there was a blind woman that came to watch and was sitting front row and came to, and again, it was her wish to come and experience.
Do you do the show in Braille? This would be marvellous.
No,
we must have created a bit of an atmosphere for us to experience.
Yeah, because obviously we was pre-warned and we was like, be careful because we can't, because we play with our audience members, like, do you know what I mean, not to just surprise.
Didn't a woman steal a credit card? Oh my
gosh, no.
We can say that. It's great. I mean, it's not a great situation.
This was in the Daily Mail.
Yeah, this was in the Daily Mail. A nurse stole a credit card from a patient and paid for Dream Boys tickets, bought 10 tickets, hotel the lot. It's like,
and the
you
whole
just
night
gone to risk like going in prison and you bought, like, I mean, it's fantastic.
And the worst part of that whole story is that it came out in the paper and they used the picture of me to represent the Dream Boys. I had nothing to do with
your head of blame.
We had nothing to do with fraud.
But I mean, if you want to spend your money, however, or anyone else's money.
I love the fun of this show. I love the fact that you guys care so much and take it so seriously and just bring joy. Now more than ever, people want fun. Guys, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
You're more than welcome. Thank you so much.